Hi, today we are going to see like a Munit test case, a Munit by using test recorder option. So for that I'm creating a new application, right? This is the new application. So type one test application I'm creating. So it is creating application. So by using test recorder option, we are doing a Munit test case. So we can do in a multiple ways by using directly and right clicking on the API kit router. We can generate our test cases. Otherwise, directly we can like right click on the flow. So for example, if you right click on this flow, you can create directly you can create a blank test suite for this flow. But if you create in this way test case, so you have to do everything manually. But if you are using this record option, so you don't need to do manually, so automatically everything will take care by this test recorder option. So I'll show you how we can do that thing. So for that, I'll have my predefined code. So I'll place that code here. So this is my logic actually. So here I can add some database. So I'll add this database into the module. So I can add in this way. So then it will add the database module in this module section. So now you can see the flow. So this is the HTTP listener. I'm getting the request. This is the flow started. Here I'm getting the details from the student table. So here you can see this is the configuration. Here I'm adding the driver, JDBC driver. So in this way I can add. So after that I can click on OK button. So now my flow is ready. So you can see there are no errors. I guess there should be. Yeah, now I don't have any errors. So I'm getting the details from the DB. After that I'm converting into a JSON. So finally I'm printing into the logger. So now I'm running this application. Now I'm running this application. So it is deploying. This is the very coolest option, like simply right click and go to Munit and select this record test for this flow. So what this option will do, so while hitting after select this option, if you hit your flow from the postman, it will record entire things. Like if you are sending any data, input data, it will record that input data and it will go to the database. So it will capture the database data also. Everything it will capture, it will record actually. That's why we are using test recorder option. So for example, as of now this application got deployed. So first of all, for the sample, I will hit this application. So I'm sending the request, it is giving the response from the DB. So means nothing but my application is working end to end perfectly. So now I will start the test recording. So I'll start the test recording option, record test for this flow. So then it is asking some for the proceed. So I'm clicking on the proceed. Already you're running instance embedded Mule. Do you want to stop the running and start recording? Yes. So I'm starting the immediate recording. So I think then it will stop our actual application. So I think it will start in a like a test recording mode. So it is deploying anyway. So once it is deployed, then it will populate, it will show one pop-up actually. So like your everything is ready, like that. So it is running in a test recording mode, not in actual mode. It is running in a text recording mode. So now it is showing something, right? So configuring. So this configuration is disabled mode as of now. So once you test your application with the request, then it will record the all data. It will show the configuration option. It will enable the configuration option. So I'll clear the console anyway. So I'm testing this application from the postman. I'm sending the request. So now you can see you'll get the response here. So now you can see this configuration option is enabled, right? So now you can see the response also came. So now this test recorder option will record the all inputs and outputs of this request. So inputs nothing but we are giving the URL, right? So this is the input. So it will capture all these details, and also it will capture the all response also. So whenever you hit the request, and it will get the details from the database, right? So it will get the student details from the database. So those details also it will record actually. So after that, if you want to create a immunity test case, you have to click on the configuration tab. So it will open a one suite for you. So click on this name, actually test name. So if you want to create a in a different way, then you have to edit here. Okay. So after that, I'll click on the next button. After that, here you can see all components, actually whatever you have in your flow. So logger, and select nothing but database, transform message you have, logger you have, different kind of options you have. So if you want to keep it as the same, then you can keep it. Otherwise, if you want to do anything specific for the particular component, you can do. So I want to do mocking. I want to do mocking for the like database. What is the marking? Actually already I have told you, right? So while doing immunity testing, we should not hit our actual databases, nothing but we should not our real-time databases or third-party systems. So why? Because sometimes it may be some cost effective. So they may like charge for the each DB call. They will do some charge actually. So that's why we should not hit our real-time databases. Okay, that's why we need to mark those database. How can I mark those database? So here you have to select the mark this processor. Have to select this option, so then you can mark. So here it is showing some of the options, you can check. Yeah, this is fine actually. So I'm marking this database, and I'm clicking on the next button. So it is creating a test suite for this entire flow. Finish. If you click on the finish button, it will create a test suite. Now it is creating. Yeah, now it is created, right? So based on that flow, it is creating the test suite. In the behavior section, you can see this is the based on the document ID, it is marking that DB. And here you can see this is the variable. In the variable, sorry, this is the set event. Set event component nothing but it will add some payloads actually. If you have any payloads, it will add that payloads. So what is the payload? You have some set event payload.dwl. Where this DWL file located? Actually, you know, right? So DWL file. So your all information will located in the DWL file. Where your all information in the SRC test resource. So it will create a one folder. In that folder, we have it is created multiple files in the DWL format. So set event payload. So what we have in the set event payload, you can see all like it's a empty data. Why? Because it's a get call, right? You don't have any data. If it is post call, then you will get some data here. Like you are sending some data from the postman, right? So for the post calls, for the insertion or updation, so then it will capture the data and it will print here the data. But as of now, I don't have any data. So that's why it is giving the empty strings. So I think, yeah, this is fine. So, and it is created one immunity test suite here. This is the immunity test suite. By using flow reference, automatically it is integrated with this flow. So already I have shown you, right? Previously, I have created one test suite in a previous application. How it will create? It is created a one blank test suite. In the test suite, we don't have these options, right? So mark and set event and asset that payload. We don't have these components. Only we have flow reference. Why? Because that is the like we can call it as a that is the blank test suite. That is the blank test suite. But here, if you by using test recorder, if you create the test like test flow test suite, then it will create a test suite with the all components like mock component and set event. I said that. But if you are using blank test suite, then it will not create all these options. Okay, that is the difference. I will run and I will test this test suite. How can I run actually? So by using directly run a minute test suite, it is running. Once it is running, then I will check. So actually we no need to test also. Automatically, first of all, this flow will execute. So automatically this flow reference will trigger. This flow reference will go to the main flow. So it will execute all these components. And finally, like for the database, it is not hitting the our database. It is not hitting this database actually. It is hitting mock database. Where is that mock? We have in the test suite, we have mock. So in the mock, it is hitting the database and it is giving some response also. It is giving some payload. So you can see the payload here. It is giving some payload. Mock this you can consider as a this is as a mock database. So this mock database will give the mock payload. Nothing but mock response. Where you can see here mock payload. This is the details. This details it is captured from the database while recording test recorder. So it is captured from the database and it is created a one file for that response. And here you can see. So here it is done, and here it will show your test case is passed successfully. If you have any errors in your test case, it will show red button actually. So red bar. So if you don't have any errors, then it will show the green bar. Here you can see code coverage. Okay, so this is the one more option. So overall code coverage is 100. So how much you have covered, you can see here. Generate report, you can see 100%. Nothing but we have only one flow, right? In this application we have only one flow. We have covered that flow, entire flow. So that's why it is showing like code coverage is like 100%. If you are not covering, if you have multiple flows, if you have 2 or 3 flows, but I have done unit testing for only one flow, nothing but if I have 2 flows, I have done unit testing for only one flow, then it is showing that test generated report code coverage is like 50 only. Why? Because 50% code we haven't covered, right? That's why it is showing like 50%. If I have 4 flows, but I have covered only 3 flows, I haven't covered one flow, then it will show like 75%. In that way, it will show the code coverage. Okay. So in this way, we can do the unit testing by using the test recorder option. So first of all, it will go to unit test suite, means whenever you run this test suite, automatically it will go to this flow reference. It will execute the all components of the main flow. So how you know it is executed or not? You can see the tick marks actually, green tick marks. If you got the green tick marks for the all components, then your complete flow executed successfully. Okay. So in this way, by using test recorder, you can test your unit test. Okay. So you can test your unit testing. Okay. You can do your unit testing by using the test recorder option. This is a simple way and very accurate way. So everything will record input and output by the test recorder optional. You no need to do anything. You no need to create these folders as well. These folders also automatically will create. So in the SRC test unit, it will create the test suite, and in the SRC like test resources, it will create the all input and output files based on the like request and response. That's it.